Heroes Council, how are we? Welcome back to another episode of the Hashtag Show. Stressful day today. I've been in the studio, believe it or not, since about 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning. It is now 2:10 on a Sunday afternoon as I record this, and I have just this minute sat down to record because I've been pulling out wires and trying to get the studio back in place. Still not happy, still not 100%, but we're getting there. We're improving little by little, step by step, incremental months that pass. I'm getting a little bit better at understanding how it works. I didn't know what a noise gate was. Now I know. We've been playing about with noise gates because I'm still not happy with the audio for the episodes. I'm still not happy with it. Every time that I listen back to the episode, I'm just not happy. I don't know how else to explain it to you other than that. Other than I wish to fucking God I still had Mal, and Mal was still here because the audio would not sound as shit as it does. So I am aware of the issues with the audio. I think that unless I can attend some kind of in-person or online audio engineer course in which I can learn about what a fucking noise gate is and just exactly what a DB is as well, because I haven't got an absolute fucking Scooby-Doo. Unless I can do that, I possibly think I may have to introduce Britney Spears style microphones into the studio, especially when there's guests in, because the mic technique on some guests has been alarming, and maybe that's down to me. You know, maybe that's down to me being a bit more confident and just saying, get the fucking mic inside your mouth. That's probably the best way to do it. So listen, if there's anybody out there who's watching this, listening just now, and you're going to be a podcast guest, you're going to start a podcast your own, and I highly suggest you do so. My advice is this: a microphone is designed to amplify your voice, but it can't amplify if it can't hear. So take the mic and stick it in your fucking puss, and then that way we'll be able to hear you. All right? So I'm going to continue to play about in the studio, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm stressed out my tights. We've pulled wires out, we've put wires back in what I thought was the right way, and for some reason nothing would then switch on. And for a brief moment I had a small, mild panic attack where I thought I've completely fucked it. But we're back. You know, you can hear me, I can hear you. Everything's fantastic. So this episode this week is part 2 of the David Forbes interview. Thank you to everybody who has reached out. Thank you to everybody who's followed on the social medias. And thank you to everybody who's commented on the first part of the episode. I have split this into 2 parts just because after interviewing Andy Kokoza, which was a brilliant interview as well, that was the same as Davie one's. It was almost 3 hours long. And I feel like it's too much for some people. And a lot of stuff was getting lost. So that's why this has been split into 2 parts. As always, the heroes get every single minute of the interview, and what goes out to the council is a heavily reduced episode. So part 2, the only way to hear both parts in their entirety is to become a hashtag hero. Hashtagshow.co.uk for all the links, or go to patreon.com/the hashtag show and sign up, become a hashtag hero, and you can listen to every single episode in its entirety and all future guests, each of those episodes in full, uninterrupted as well. So do that, become a hero, help support the show. Maybe one day the show will grow to such a point where I could have a producer in the studio with me and somebody who does all this stuff. Wouldn't that be nice? But until then, we'll struggle on with the audio. I'll figure it out. And lots more guests coming in. Have spoken to a few over the weekend. We're just waiting to get dates finalised, so I'm very pleased with that. I'm getting a bit more confident reaching out to people as well. I was very nervous at the start, and I don't know why. I can't explain to you why. I just was. But I'm pleased that people who I'm reaching out to have been very nice and very receptive. So got some great guests coming up soon as well. But this episode, part 2 of David Forbes, is absolutely spectacular. You're gonna thoroughly enjoy this. So sit back, enjoy, unbuckle your belt, and share the socials. Follow the show, follow me, and yes, just keep doing what you're doing. I love you all. You're absolutely fantastic heroes. without you, generally the studio would not be possible. So please keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not a hashtag here yet, do consider becoming it. Patreon.com/the hashtag show. Keep the studio going. Keep exciting guests coming in. Keep the podcast alive. So that's it. Love yous all. Nothing else to mention. Follow and subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll speak to you all very soon. But for now, sit back and enjoy the second installment, part 2 of the incredible Mr. David Forbes.
Welcome to the hashtag show. Everyone's welcome, no one is safe. Welcome to the hashtag show. Winter is coming, but we hate snowflakes. Welcome to the hashtag show. Chucky Arla, we are the people. You should become a hashtag hero. You should become a hashtag hero. You should become a hashtag hero. The hashtag show.
Hi, we're back. We'll move past this. I don't know what we can't tell that story. We're not telling this. That's just for us. That's just for us. But the
they were all clean.
Oh, it was all wholesome fun.
All wholesome fun.
It's like when you had the bake sale and all that. Just wholesome to me. I didn't know
on the same level as the food conversation.
I didn't know these were such sourdough fans, really, which probably would surprise people to know. But you know, you can make. All you need is a good BB gun to make a good sourdough. I tell you something, but it would make a great fucking sitcom.
It would. Oh, mate.
It would make a great fucking sitcom.
Do you know what? One of the guys that played. There's another story I had to. I'll tell you after.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say
one of the bass players. I can't remember. Is it Neil? It is Neil. I think he moved to Australia. One of the bass players came back to him. I'll know that long ago. Maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It might be longer than that. And wanted to do something because we called it the Snake Pit.
Right. Yep.
Wanted to make a kind of sitcom out of all the things because I mean, honestly, Scott, we could write.
Oh, mate, it'd be
unbelievable, mate.
Aye, but even like the scene itself. See, just now, like with the there's a real hunger for nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of stuff that's been put out just now, like I don't know if you saw in the news recently. So Live at the Apollo's been canned, right?
Right, okay.
And see, because everything's gone down the road of not woke, but I think a lot of stuff has gone down the road of they would rather not offend anyone rather than just say this is funny or this is creative or this is good.
How do you create a core audience then, Scott? How do you create your own audience if you're just trying to blanket out, just trying to just please everyone?
I think you need, for me, for a stand-up point of view, my view on it has always been, if you want to be famous, you want to be like a telecomic, then you're going to have to do certain things. Aye. I would never forget, mate, years and years ago, and this is what, a couple of things happened to me quite early on when I realised it's all fucking bullshit, right? A few people got a couple of things that I saw and I realised, right, this is all about connections rather than talent. And I was like, and that's fine. And I'd rather know that now because then you don't feel bad about not getting things. Yeah. At the same time, I was of the opinion of some people would moan about, London acts, or some people would moan about other people getting certain things in the industry. And I'm going, look, see, at the same time, I get it. They're maybe not as good an act as you, but they have gone down to London. They have gone to all the parties. They've sold their ass for 6 years. They deserve it, right? So there's an argument for either side of it. I think if you can just find your own thing, and they talk about like finding your voice in comedy, right? And your voice is just who you are as a person.
Finding your sound in music.
Finding your sound in music, right? Whereas I think my take on it is when you find your voice, that's just who you are as a performer on stage and your confidence, because you can do different things. Yeah. Look at Frankie, for example. Frankie was, for a long time, Harvey Price jokes, Jordan jokes, Diana jokes. And then as he's got older, his stand-up's completely changed now. And you would say it's more kind of left-leaning and it's a bit more political now. So you can change what your voice is maybe perceived as, just like you can change what your sound is. but you still remain the same.
Yeah.
And I think as long as you know who you are as a person or what you want to do, it doesn't really matter what you're putting out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Just how you navigate it.
How you navigate it, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And how you
totally.
kind of present that. So I think, again, like we were talking about earlier on about you don't chase the money. My thing now is I want to get back to a point where I'm seeing a lot of guys posting stuff where it's like crowd work, right? And crowd work used to be looked down upon because it was seen as the beginner's route, right? The easy route. Talking to an audience without doing material, that's easy. Writing material's harder. To do that well, to do crowd work well, is difficult. It's a skill. It's like, again, what I talked about earlier on about being in the gym every day. You need to have the speed of mind so you can react. And it's not just about reaction, it's about then tying everything in together.
Yeah.
I want to get back to a place where I'm at the news. I want to try and find a wee space or a club, 50 seats, and get back to doing that every month, build up to every week, where it's just me, maybe a friend, and all I'm doing is working a room and building it up and working the material so I can
refine that.
Aye, and then go back and do another full show. I've got 2 shows. I've got a show that it's pretty much done, and it's really about Mal. It's about losing Mal, right? It's about grief. But it's it's like a pure fucking wanky immersive art piece, right?
Yeah.
It's basically going to be like a sermon. It's going to be I'm going to have to do it in St. Luke's because it needs that church setting, but there's going to be a band and a full choir and everything, and it's going to be presented as I'm basically doing a sermon. But then I'm working on another show which is just straight up stand up. So I know I need to hone my skills again to get back to that. Because I've done a couple of gigs recently where I've been doing these in an Indian restaurant, right? And I had to kind of have a word with myself because I've never had an ego, right? But when I agreed to do this gig, I agreed to do it for money. That's the only reason I agreed to do it, because I was skint at the time, and the guy made me an offer, and I went, right, I need that money, I'll do it. And then as I was coming back after the first one, I felt really bad because I was like, I would have turned this down 5 years ago because I thought, I'm not playing an Indian restaurant. I'm fucking better than this. It's just an audience. It just happens to be in an Indian restaurant. And went back and did the second one, and then I cheekily thought, right, I've gone back here twice now. I've done completely 2 different hours. I want to see if I can go back the third time, because the first one was, can I still do this myself for an hour? Walk in cold, no warm up, just me in the room, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
Can I hold you for an hour? And I did. I was like, right, can I go back now and do a completely different hour? I did. And then the third one was, right, can I do crowd work? I used to be very good at that. When I would do a tour, I would go out and do half an hour warm up for myself, and it was just crowd work. And that was really just to settle them down, like I was talking about earlier on, where I felt as if I had to get them up to speed for the darker stuff.
Yeah.
So this one was like, right, I'm going to do half an hour with no material and see if I can get through that and just play off what's in the room.
Yeah.
And then the last half hour I'll do 2 stories and that's me done. And then I did that and got through it, and I went, right, I've kind of almost try to prove yourself you still got it. Because there is an element of if you're no match fit, or I've not been in the gym a lot, or I've not done a lot of gigs, can I still do it? Yeah. And just to prove to myself that I could. And now I'm like, right, I need to get back into a point where I've got a space where I can go once a month and just work out, get through it.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of where we are. I like, you know, kind of going down that road of what you try and build for yourself, and maybe no necessarily think about what's up here in the kind of mainstream TV world, because that's its own separate thing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I imagine there must be like festivals or labels, whatever you get on, which is, you know, controlled by a certain agency or a certain group, and no matter what you do, you're never going to get in there. Yeah. So it's just like any other creative industry. It eventually gets to a point where the people who aren't talented but are money men, they come in and they control a certain point. But as stuff starts to fall off, I think more and more people are realising that audiences just want to laugh, want to have a good time, want to remember nostalgia. And I think that this nostalgia is a big thing just now, because people are remembering what comedy was like, what music was like, what theatre was like, what cinema was like in the 90s compared to what it is now. And you're going, no, I want to be shocked or to be questioned or to think about stuff. I want that again. And I want quality over, like, me and the wife just watch old films now, And I'm amazed when I watch like old films and you go, the cast in this is fucking unbelievable. And it's like 6 Hollywood A-listers in one film. You're going, whereas now you get like The Rock and the rest is all shite because you're going, if I had to pay that cunt 50 million. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And you think maybe now with some acts as well, I see lineups for like festivals of bills and I go, well, I know they've had to pay that fucking bastard $100,000 and then they've just filled it with all the young guys in the roster.
Yeah, totally.
And then they're charging you £75 for a ticket.
Yeah.
Or you might have it with like DJ compilations or another festival tour where you've got one guy and then other poor shits just spread out just to fill the bill and they're charging people £300 for a ticket.
Yeah. No, totally. No, you're right there.
But to have a sitcom, mate, of that,
The Snake Pit.
dear God.
Wow.
Dear God, mate. That would be chewing the fat of the music scene. It would be unreal. That, and also, while we're on the idea of like pitching things, so eventually we need to get you a club.
Okay.
You need your own club or club night, right? Okay. Maybe even Ibiza. And I'm thinking the rich list. So Forbes rich list. Okay. Just like the actual Forbes rich list, right? Yeah. You may be a problem with trademark around that, but we find it somehow, right? Yeah. Forbes rich list. Mm-hmm. You and 5 hand-picked DJs would tour the world with it. Don't know what the vibe would be. Right? Because when Mark was in, we're launching Mark Sherry. Mark's own line of sherries. Right? Because he's doing the more wholesome route, right? He's the gardener of the chickens. Yeah, your granny's favourite. Stuff like right? That, yeah. Aye. And then a wee sherry for the granny, right? Okay. Mark Sherry's sherry, right? The like sherry, right? Like it's just him with a chicken, right? Okay. Chicken wine, right? That's him in there. You're still more kind of, Asian, Bangkok,
I mean, I'm sure I could get some of my dad's old mates to put a couple of boots in neck somewhere.
That's it, right? That's what I'm thinking. Like Romper Stomper meets the Lodge, right? Okay. In the David Forbes rich list. Right? A tour of the Masonic lodges in Scotland. Hardcore. A night of GABA. A night of GABA doing the
Masonic
lodge.
Tour.
Aye, mate.
Ultra Masonic.
This is... How do I scrub this? This is right itself. That's the spin-off after the Snake Pit. Ultra Masonic. A flute band where walks about the boy at the end has got a bass drum and a 303.
instead of snares we get 909s.
Aye, that's it. Ultra Masonic.
Ultra Masonic.
Mate, we could have like fucking Coisty in Gaza. We could launch it.
This is a plan.
Ultra Masonic. Yeah. That's beautiful. A single white glove. That's the logo. So we can have, instead of beanie hats, it's just a single white glove. Obviously it's red.
Oh, mate. Oh, God.
This is spectacular. Somebody write us down. Somebody make this happen. If somebody wants to give us $100,000 to put together Ultra Masonic nights, because I saw what's your McVicker's thing in Ibiza? Is it Club Knuckles or something?
Club Knuckles.
You're telling me Ultra Masonic when they take off on the island?
Here,
do you know what I mean?
Tell you. I mean,
this is how we put Mambo back on the map.
I reckon it could work in Belfast quite easily.
Mate, fuck me. There'd be a queue at the door. The merch alone. The merch alone would be fucking eye-watering. We could get Umbro to make the taps.
Maybe even get C.R. Smith in the front, mate.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Talking,
cover both sides.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Obviously, the tickets are $16.90, but we'll figure something out. Well, I've always thought the options are either you pay $18.88 a ticket or $16.90 a ticket. Right? You pick what you want.
Whatever you want.
Pick your price.
Whatever you want.
Aye, pay what you want. Pay what you can.
That's it.
Right? We'll collect money at the end of it.
It's like the wee box we're talking about with the eggs.
Aye. The honesty box.
Honesty box.
I wonder if you've done a DJ night with an honesty box.
I think you'd do alright.
Pay what you want. Pay what you want in the door.
I think you'd do alright.
Probably not.
Probably not.
But Forbes rich list, mate. That needs to be the next club night.
Right, we need to get that sorted. I mean, the empty went well.
Oh, aye. Right. Empty. So how was that then?
Class.
When are you doing that again?
Do you know what? I'm going to do it. It's just I tried to get a date, but Big Trev was doing something in the city.
Right.
He's doing an all night long thing, so I didn't really want it was in the same date, so I didn't really want to put it on in the same date, just split the crowd and stuff like that, so I'd like to get it done this side of the year, so I would.
You not think about touring that as well, like putting a bunch of dates together?
I probably could. I think, the vibe is, do you know what was great? Was one DJ controlling the full night, just curating the night.
Aye.
It's it being too wanky about it.
But still,
but just kind of, rather than 3 or 4 DJs all playing different styles of music,
it
was just a kind of nice It was a brilliant vibe. It was absolutely, it was great. It was spectacular. I really enjoyed it, and it was a great wee venue to do it in Blackfriars.
Blackfriars is great, man. Even like the history in Blackfriars as well.
It was cool, mate. It was really good. The video was great. You know, you Mikey doing the
in the phone box.
That all came together in the matter of. I came up with that idea on the Friday.
Right.
Phoned my mate Paul, who's a video guy. He phoned the guy that had the cameras and stuff. Paul's an incredible editor. Does stuff for Red Bull, F1. He's based in the city. I've known Paul 15 years or so. And it all came together. We met on the Sunday, done it, put it out on the Monday. Tickets sold out by the Friday.
Brilliant, man.
Just off that one video.
Aye.
You
need to do that, man.
The real essence of the club night, you know, which was great. So we're going to do a follow-on video,
right,
of the first bit with Mikey and Gash.
Aye.
Whoever Gash is, I think there is the real Gash turned up on the night. So
right, okay.
So we'll do something. I've already got a couple of props in. Tracked in an XR3.
I'll be somewhere, man.
Aye, we'll track in.
Wait, I've started following this company. I want to say they're called Clyde Car Sales. Or Clyde Bank Car Sales. I started following them on Instagram, and I'm sure obviously they're in Clyde Bank. And mate, all they seem to sell, right, is either Lamborghinis and Range Rovers or Ford Escort Cosworths.
I know exactly where it is.
Like, do you know what I'm talking about? Like on the main drag into Clyde Bank.
It's next to Yokers Park, Clyde Bank's Park.
You'll get a fucking XR3 in there easy. But see the other day they put on this Cosworth and it's like 70 grand. I'm going, see if I fucking win the Euro Millions. That's the shit I'd have, man. The old boy who stays behind me, he owns an electrician's, right? That is Ernest Brown's or whatever, but it's a big fucking company, right? And the wife's obviously got the Range Rover, and every fucking couple of months he comes back with like an old motor, like a Mark II Golf. He had a fucking, he's had an XR2 grid of that. He got a Cosworth, and I'm going, mate, this old boy's living my dream, man. I was like, that's the kind of fucking motors you'd have if you had the dough. None of this couple of $100 in a Lamborghini. Fuck that bollocks. Because every time when I come out of here and I'm driving home, I drive past the McLaren garage in Hamlin. I'm like, I wouldn't take a McLaren off you. I'd have fucking like a Renault 5 Turbo or something.
Oh,
mate.
Now we're talking.
Jeezy peeps. They had one on that with the full body kit and everything. I'm going, see that? That's tremendous.
The air vents and all that.
Aye.
On the wings.
I remember I came down to Hamlin years ago when I had my fucking Corsa and I get neon kit underneath it. Mate, took it to Braehead, over one speed bump, bang, popped to him. I fucking could have cried, man. Went straight back to the guy. He's like, my man, should I tell you? That's like, you should have told me. And then I got to put, and then when I came home and all, my mum was like, where have you been all day? Turned my lights on, and it so it was purple. BMW purple was the colour of the Corsa, with a fucking purple pink skirt neon all the way around it. My mum was like, you're a fucking idiot. I was like, Mum, the fanny will be rolling with this man, and everybody, he bang. I was like, no. I thought it was a fucking dog's box because I paid money to put motors in my squishies, my window washers. So the window washers on a touch of a button would turn round and squirt water out the way. Mate, I thought it was a fucking daddy.
Oh, mate. That's
chipping your mates in a couple of quid so you can put diesel in it.
That's unreal.
Yeah, what it is. But aye, you get an XR3 down there.
Yeah.
Easy.
Just to hire it out for the day.
That's it, mate. David Forbes empty. On tour around Scotland. I suppose an interesting question for that then, right? So you do things like the empty, and then you have things like where you close A State of Trance. What's the difference in mindset for those two? Or is there a difference? Is just approach each one?
Not really.
The
I mean, A State of Trance is the only gig that I do that I get excruciating anxiety and nerves.
Really?
All the other gigs that I do, I mean, I can go and do Beyond Wonderland or EDC Vegas, which I was nervous, and they're big gigs and you get nervous about them. But I don't know, there's just something about A State of Trance.
Why? Because you've done it a few times now.
It's just, I think it's maybe because it's A State of Trance, it's Armin's brand, and you know, it's.
No, what is he? What is he like? Is he a sound guy?
Unbelievable guy.
Like, cause see, the first time I saw it when you were in his studio, I'm like, this looks like fucking Superman's cave. Yeah. What the fuck's going here? Yeah. It's the whitest thing about. It's unbelievable, man. Yeah. And he's there with a fucking full hang.
He's such a humble guy.
Aye.
Incredible human being.
But you still have that level of anxiety before you do it.
I think because it's getting streamed live, and obviously I was closing, you know, so. That never really entered my mindset, you know, because that's quite a big thing.
It's huge, mate. It's still quite a big thing.
It was like an incredible stage as well. and but I'm having to wait all night to play
Right,
your
okay.
set, you know. So you're
Now,
just
are you
going through it.
there all night, or are you
I was there
coming in?
I was there most of the night because
Right.
I took Aria and Misha, a friend, with us. They went the night before, and I met up with them, and we went to A State of Trance.
Right.
And I'm just trying to take her with me as much as she wants to come
Mhm.
with me, sort of thing, you know. So they were there, and you know that eased my nerves a wee bit, but it's nerve wracking. It is. I think it's just because it's A State of Trance. It's such a global powerhouse within the industry, you know, and it's.
Mate, the videos of it, it looks like proper Matrix stuff. Like
it's-
fucking, it looks unbelievable.
It was honestly, it was truly an unforgettable experience. It really was.
It's one of those things where obviously the DJs, the acts that are on, right, and the music that's being played, some of it I think is fucking phenomenal. And then I listen to something and I go, like, what in the name of, I think I'm like my granny, what's this fucking boom boom shit? But see the production level of it, right? I look at that and I go, I think of it as people who are interested in music who maybe don't have the skill or the ability to become a DJ. There are numerous other things you can do within the art form that you could still be involved in the industry. Like, mate,
totally.
the lights, the stage, everything that's in that is fucking unbelievable, man.
I mean, that's a good point there, because I did a DJ club at my daughter's school
Right?
when she was in primary 5. Aria kept on saying to her teacher, I'm going, what she'd say, what are you doing after school? Oh, I'm
Yep.
going to my dad's studio. So the teacher thought I was an artist. One day
I
she
am,
put,
hen.
one a painter sort of thing. One day she pulled me aside, Gillian, and she went, Aria says you're you know, you've got your own studio and that, now do you paint? And I says, no, I'm in the music industry, I'm DJ. And she says, would you like to come up and speak about what you do and maybe bring the decks up? And I was going, absolutely. So anyway, I done that. After that, kids loved it. I said to Gillian, I should have just left it at that. But I said to Gillian, I says, by the way, I says, I could maybe run a wee DJ club. No for any financial gain, may I add, you know. I says, what we'll do is I'll bring the decks for 8 weeks, show them how to DJ. Then for the next 8 weeks, we'll write a wee track together. And I obviously had my record labels. We'll get the kids to design the artwork, come up with the lyrics.
Yep.
And it was more, going back to your point there, it was more trying to show the parents and the teachers that this industry isn't just all about people lying about in fields
Yes.
out their bin. You know, there's a lot of other opportunities out with being a DJ. You can be a light guy, you can be a sound tech, you can be a graphic designer, you can be a tour manager, you can be a manager, you can be a booking agent. Loads of other
also, like
opportunities.
you have shown and spoke about today, and the same as Andy Haldane, you don't have to be mad with it at parties.
No.
Like you can, this can be a job. It is a job,
Yeah.
you know, and you can treat it as a job.
I'd say 90% when I'm doing touring the world, 90% of the people that I meet are not doing drugs.
Aye.
I know people might
those
find
10%,
that, they
what
might
a laugh.
find that hard to believe.
Aye,
but
aye. But then how much of that is the media that presents it as just like the rave scene?
Yeah.
Oh, people are dying of ecstasy.
Yeah.
Like, people are dying and get knocked down the street.
Yeah, what people don't know the makeup anyway.
Aye.
You know, so from an artist and, you know, industry personnel standpoint, you know, I don't see anybody. I genuinely don't. You know, I don't see anybody rolling about with their faces in mountains of cocaine or whatever else people choose to partake in. You know, I don't see any of that, and I'm there.
Aye.
I'm in the thicket. I'm in the trenches, and I'm there, and I don't see any of it because it's such a huge monster now, financially,
Yeah,
globally.
it is an industry.
You know, the amount of monies that, you know, income revenues that companies in America are making, Insomniac and stuff like that, it's astronomical.
But even you think, like, when you talk about like A State of Trance, right, and I mean, like, you think of even just, you take that one thing alone as an example, the amount of people that he will employ through that, like, that in itself shows that you obviously you're going to a party in the sense of it's a festival, it's a gig, it's a night, right? So you will have a drink or whatever, but at the same time, it's still a job. Like when I go and do gigs, or when I used to go and do my tours, I'll have a drink, you know, but I'm no, you know, you're not, because I'd done it once, steaming, and then after it, I was like, my thought process was, I'm going to do this drunk, and it was at the Fringe one year, my second year, and I thought, either I'm going to die in my ass, but I've still got enough skill to recover and make a laugh at it, or, which did happen, I'll still be able to do this steaming, and then I'll say to myself, right, why can't I do it? Because that's the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to prove to myself I can still do an hour drunk, because then I'll think, well, it's fine, I can just go and get drunk, and then hit to knock it in its head. But when you get up to like the level you're playing it now, there's a whole industry involved. There's like people who's maybe aren't DJs, but they are stage crew,
Yeah.
they're techs, and like this
Yeah.
is my livelihood.
Yeah.
This is how I feed my family,
Yeah.
and I don't want some guy out there get his head full of kit. I
can't-
need you to continue
I
on,
can't drink at all.
right?
Not one bit of alcohol will pass my lips.
Before it,
Even after it, very rarely. But before it, I cannot. I couldn't even take a sip
right?
because mentally, I'm all over the place.
Mhm.
And it kind of deviates from what I'm focused on or what I'm, trying to envisage what's going to happen. I
Mhm.
don't want that one wee sip. If something goes wrong on stage, I'll bring it back to that one wee sip of alcohol.
Yep.
And that'll be, I need to make sure I'm doing everything
Mhm.
that I can to get the best performance
Mhm.
every time I go up on stage.
See, when you close A State of Trance, right? Like the most recent one, when does that go in the diary? Like, how far ahead do you know you're doing that?
That'll be a good few months before.
Right, so you've got, and then is that then the start of a countdown towards it, or is that the start of like preparation towards it? And I suppose the other question is, what is the preparation process to do that?
9 times out of 10, I'd say 10 times out of 10, I'm playing all my own music anyway.
Okay,
So
that must be a good feeling as well,
that's
though.
a good feeling, a lot of pressure.
Now, see if you're doing that, right? So again, the more I talk to guys like yourself and DJs, I find that there is a real correlation between DJ sets and stand-up, in the fact that the preparation involved, there's support acts on before you or other DJs on before you.
Yeah.
Say you're closing A State of Trance, is it just knowing that, for example, if I'm on 2 slots before you, I wouldn't play a David Forbes remix?
Yeah.
Right, so that's just standard. And then if somebody did that, yeah, that's a cunt move.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I suppose if you're on the same stage.
Aye.
Now, Tiesto was playing at Dream State was that last year? Tiesto played? I think it was last year. But I was on a totally different stage.
Okay.
I had a Lethal Industry remix that I done.
Right.
This is a Tiesto track. And I'm sure I still played it. Now,
Right, different stage.
If I was on the same stage,
Aye.
I wouldn't have played that.
Right.
You just don't do that.
But you would know that you just don't do things like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, if Giuseppe Ottaviani's on after me, I'm never going to play a Giuseppe Ottaviani track.
Right, okay.
I'm all right that way because
You've got enough.
and with it being fucking too big-headed or wanky about it, 95% of the music I play in my sets is all my own anyway.
Yep.
So I don't really need to worry about that.
Same with stand-up, because there's 2 school of thoughts. One school of thought is, so support acts, I've had it before as well, and I had it once with Gary, and when I told somebody that, they thought it was about shit, and I'm going, no, well, first of all, he's my mate, and second of all, that's how it is. So the headliner would say to me, and I've had it on a couple of occasions, you've got a bit of material that is about A, B, and C. It's similar to what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Don't do it. Not a problem. Whereas the other school of thought is, if you're a headliner, you've got the time and the experience that you should be able to adapt to whatever's on.
Yeah.
Now, I think that for me, if it's an open spot, as in it's somebody who's not getting paid, they're just starting out, they've only got 10 minutes. They can do what they want. If I'm on at the end of an hour, I need to be able to adapt to what's season. But like if you're on a big festival like A State of Trance, I would hope that nobody's going to go, well, see the guy on after me, here's the fucking first 4 records he's got to play.
I can't do that. Oh, no, you can't do that.
Because that would be like, who the fuck's this guy?
That's
when you're having a drink.
That's not on, isn't it?
The other thing I am interested in, right, is the handover, because obviously in the stand-up world we've got MCs. So I like hosting, I like MCing. I would think that in the old days when I did it a lot, people would say I was a good host. Mm-hmm. And I would try and do things like, for example, if my headliner was a kind of deadpan, dry kind of type of act, or a storytelling that's a more slower pace, if the act on before them was quite like local, it was a Glasgow act and they're quite shouty or loud or local, your job as an MC for me is to go on and just bring everything back down again. You might need to do 5-10 minutes of material or a bit of crowd work and just bring it all down to set it up for them. Same way if you know the headliner's high energy, you need to keep it. Sometimes you'll do like a very quick handover. So
Yeah.
that act just finished, you go, let's keep this energy going,
Yeah.
please welcome.
Yeah.
Instead of sucking all the life out the room.
Yeah.
So see when you come on to close State of Trance and the guy's been on before you, what is that process? Will they have a track to play for you to set it up?
Nah.
No. So you just go and go, get your fuck.
I
Get
mean,
your USB out.
their last track, they'll take the
The applause, right? The feedback.
applause and
and then
I'll-
is there a like it dips?
So they'll do an intro. A State of Trance will do an intro.
Right, okay.
Then I'll 10 times out of 10, I'll make my own intro.
Right.
So I did. So it was 25 years of A State of Trance. So
Right.
I've done a big intro about 25 years and how it brought everybody together. And
Right,
stuff
okay.
Like that. Just done it through AI and stuff like that, and added all my own wee bits.
Now is this like a ring walk? You walk out?
Pretty much,
Right,
aye.
come back
Pretty
and
much me
let-
coming
let
down.
the
in
Carl
the-
Cox man and
Aye,
do that
that's
fucking
it,
Palace of
aye.
Versailles.
Pretty much, aye. I was, aye, and
This is why we need the Ultramasonic merch, mate. This is what you need.
but going back to the energy level, so A State
Aye.
of Trance, a lot of these big festivals, you'll have your own intros.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, but A State of Trance had one. What did I do recently? The one in Malaysia had a big intro.
Right.
But talking about energy, I was played Luminosity
Mhm.
in June, was it? June. And so Will Atkinson was on. I was closing the 7 stage at Luminosity, so Will Atkinson was on, killing it.
Right.
BPM's like fucking.
Gabba, gabba, gabba.
Nifra came on after him. She killed it.
Right.
Tempo was high.
Okay.
High.
Pressure's on.
Faster.
Aye.
And I'm just giving it shit. Right, okay, what am I going to do here? I could have reset the room,
Mm-hmm.
brought it right back down. I think we were up at 155 BPM. I could have brought it down to 142.
Right.
And I just knew.
And this is all. So you're obviously watching this in the room,
Yeah.
and then you're making the decision.
Aye, because sometimes you need to be a DJ.
Aye.
Sometimes
Well,
you just
aye.
can't rock up there
Aye, and
and
go.
just play the 15 new tracks that you've wrote for that set. I'd
Yep.
wrote a lot of new music for that particular set I had, but I had to adapt.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you were talking about
Aye.
earlier, there, you just need to adapt. I'm not saying I was a fucking headliner or anything like that. I was just the guy closing it. So I had to make sure
You keep going.
kept
What's
the
already
energy.
in the room.
It
Aye.
was already in the room, you know, and I made a conscious decision. I reset it a wee bit, but not enough to
Yep.
to send people to the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm sure a lot of people that would have been there at the end would have been there to see me. You need to remember that. You know, there's that many different stages. No loads of different stages, but in festivals in general, the people on that stage are there because they
wanna
want to
see
see
you.
that particular
Aye.
DJ, whoever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I just made a conscious decision at Luminosity that I had to keep the tempo up. Did I play faster than what I'm used to? Aye. Did I play some tracks that I didn't think I was going to play? I did, but the feedback I got off the set was fucking phenomenal. It was absolutely brilliant. To make things even better, obviously that was the weekend. I was supposed to play DEF CON on the Friday, so I had DEF CON on the Friday, big hardstyle festival, bucket list gig, get cancelled.
Right.
So it did. Then I had to fly to Poland the same night to play Euphoria Fest, then fly to Amsterdam on the Saturday to play Luminosity. So the weather was wild that weekend. Thunderstorm happened, I finished, closed the stage, so everybody started leaving, and the stage guy came up and says, you need to play on. You don't want everybody getting out, thunder and lightning, blah, 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 due to safety reasons. So I ended up playing on for another 30 minutes, 40 minutes,
Brilliant.
but just winged it.
Aye.
Played a lot of new stuff, faster BPM stuff that that I was going to play on the Friday at DEF CON, and it was unbelievable.
Right. Okay.
It was unbelievable, you know, and people were like, I can't believe I walked out. They all
Aye,
walked out
yes,
thinking it was
yes.
finished, and
Aye.
it was like the credits at fucking...
Aye. Stay to the end.
Aye, it was
Aye.
at the credits at... what's that?
Like the Marvel films.
Aye,
Aye.
that's exactly it.
Mate, like
That's
the He-Man.
That's exactly
That's
it.
it.
So
we
they all
watched it
stayed
at night, and
and-
the wife's like, tell me to watch the end of the credits, then She-Ra as well. She's like, fucking She-Ra, yes.
Aye, so I mean, I read the room that because you need to be a DJ sometimes. Like I said, you can't just rock up there. That's what I'm playing and stick to the brief. See, at State of Trance, every time I played the State of Trance, stuck to the brief.
Really?
That's my set.
Now, do you feel now, like, earlier on we were talking about kind of that nerves of like the first room, do you feel now you've done it enough times that you could you might go up the next time and just go, right, I'm going to plug in the Matrix and see what they want and just go for it. No, you'll still be.
Gigs are too big for me.
Right.
There's guys that will do that. I'm sure.
Is that because Armin's the front like that? Don't you fuck this up. And if one ultramasonic track goes on, you're fucking toast.
Oh mate, no, I mean it's like, I've put too much effort into the writing new music and all that, and you know, so I want to make sure it's just pristine, start to finish.
See
with
with
a wee bit robotic still, you know what I mean? But I don't care. I just want to showcase everything.
The work, the body of work.
Aye, the body of work, you know.
See with the amount of stuff you're producing, right, and the amount of people that you're working with.
Yeah.
Is there a point now, or I suppose it's a 2-point question? Have you got better as years have gone on at saying to yourself that track's done?
Aye.
And is there been an occasion where you've got a thing you're working on where you just can't finish it, just can't get it right?
Yeah, there
or
is
you
times.
go back and you go, I wish I'd done that different.
There is times where I'll park it. Somebody said to me, sometimes tracks are never finished, you just need to abandon them.
Yep.
And some tracks you do have to abandon, but those ones that I abandon, there's 2 tracks that I've got in the back of my head right now that I know I need to, they're finished, but I know I just need to go and add a wee 5% to it. But there is times when, you know, you'll get tracks over the line pretty easy.
Right.
And I know I've got to a point where I know it's finished. I know it's finished, that track finished. Then there's other tracks that I know they're finished. I could put them out. Is it going to make the difference between a Beatport number 1 and a Beatport number 10? Probably not.
Right.
You know, but just mentally, you know, it's just no 100% done now. But there is. I have over the years. I mean, for years and years, I didn't play my own music, Scott.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just didn't think it was good enough. There was everybody else would play it. I just didn't think it was good enough. 1, I didn't think it was good enough, and 2, I wasn't gigging enough.
Okay.
From maybe about 2013. I mean, I've only really been on the circuit, believe it or not, 2026, maybe since 2018.
Right.
You know, it's not really a long time in the grand scheme.
You've come a long way, son.
Now, in the grand scheme of things, you know, for the length of time that I've actually been in the industry, to get on that kind of what you would call the circuit of trance DJs, you know, doing festivals here, there, and everywhere. I think I've always been good at being able to. I'm a wee bit of a chameleon. See, if I like a sound in any genre of music, I can take wee bit, I like that, and I'll add it to the mix, and I'll, I like that bass line. You know, I've always been quite good at it. I think I'm quite good at adapting. I can pretty much write any style of music within reason, you know, because I've worked with people that have came from all different genres of dance music, you know, which has been good, you know.
See to go, I suppose, a different spin on it, like, so to go from your own stuff, right, where you're writing it, you're making it, you're producing it, to working with Mark, so like Thickest Thieves, right, which is a fucking brilliant name for a start. Is the process in that completely different because there's 2 of you? Like, how I suppose the sign off process of it's done is that different working with somebody rather than being on your own? Like, is there times when you've gone, we need to continue this, and Mark's like, no, we're done? Or I suppose, what is the process of the 2 of you working together?
I suppose our music's very alike, isn't it? You know, it's very similar in what we do, so we kind of both know when it's done. You know, Mark might be it just depends what track you're working on. Mark might be a wee bit more pernickety, or it needs another sound, or I might be, you know, it needs another sound, but it just depends, I think, what studio we're working in at what. See, if Mark's in my studio, Mark will give me the lead, because it's my studio, I know my sound, you know, and he'll suggest things, and, you know, we'll work in tandem, and vice versa. When I go down to Mark's studio, you know, it's his sound, he knows his room, you know, I'll put my bit in, and you know, no, I think that should be doing this, and blah blah blah. But, you know, we'll give each other the lead in each other's studio, and we do kind of, our sounds are very, very similar, so we do know when it's done a lot of the time, you know, so we don't really, not one is I'm walking away after a session giving, that's fucking,
I wish we'd done more or less.
Aye, you know, and it's very rarely that we're walking away, because if it's shite, we'll just scrap it.
Yeah.
You know, we won't
force it.
Aye, we won't try and force it. And a lot of the time, we've been quite lucky. I don't know if it's just luck or, you know, it's just we've been doing it that long.
Maybe I was going to say maybe it's the length of the personal relationship you have that you know how each other works as well, and everything you've been through.
Yeah,
because I post it. So I mean, again, I told you earlier, I'm not really good technically with how things work, right? And I'd only just realised that, see, if you get a song on Spotify and then go to radio, it gives you other songs that are similar to that, right?
Yeah,
so when I'm in the shower now, I'll put a track on that I want to listen to in radio, so the next one is a kind of similar thing, right?
Okay.
So that song that you used to had done together that I put up on Spotify the other day, Mark had messaged going like, I didn't think you were into this hard stuff, big man. And I'm like, I didn't think this is hard. He's like, it's as hard as it gets. And I'm going, my question to that is there a snobbery within dance music that you have to like a certain, because I just think dance music is dance music, and obviously that's my ignorance.
There is certain genres, you know. I don't think it's as bad as it used to be.
Right.
I don't think it's
so it's
anywhere
like
near.
You're a techno DJ, don't you? You can't talk to you about fucking flute band hardcore gabba.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't think it's like that. Maybe years gone by, there was a wee bit more of a segregation, a wee bit of snobbery. I don't think it's as bad as it. A prime example is 3 years ago, if I wrote a track that 155 BPM, I would have made up an alias. Just because it was a bit faster.
See, now you've got that. That was the other thing I wanted to ask you about. Who the fuck is Hal Stucker?
You know, heard any Hal Stucker stuff?
No.
Oh, mate, you need to go on the Hal Stucker stuff.
Because when in my in-depth research I done half an hour before you came here, when I saw that I was like, who the fuck is Hal Stucker?
So Hal Stucker was born in the toilet of the Snake Pit.
Mate, that's how we open the show. That's how the sitcom starts.
Right, so
Episode 1, the birth of Hal Stucker.
Hal Stucker was born, so I had wrote some stuff. Moved into Snake Pit, done a few tracks. Mal knew Stephen Lepresti and Pablo Gargano.
What a name.
Who ran Eve Records at the time.
Okay.
I wrote a track called Questions. It was quite popular in the early 2000s. Mal, I remember sitting in Mal's flat in St Andrew Square at the time. No, I'm lying. I gave him the CD with 10 tracks on it, and he came in the next day and he's like, mate, track 7. I was like, you talking about this track called Questions? And I was like, aye. He's like, oh, mate. That was just another track on the CD along with the rest. Like, right. This is a banger. Right. I was like, you kidding me on? He's like, oh, mate, I love it. So I'm going to send this to Pablo Gargano. And that's how I signed a deal with Eve Records, and a year later, they signed it to Universal.
Right, okay.
You know, so then I ended up signing a big publishing deal after that. You know, so after that one track that Mal sent away to Pablo and Stephen Lepresti, that's how I got my very first. I'm walking into the Lloyd's TSB with a cooch check with a trachea on and all that.
Alright, hell, I want one of the wee squirrels in a fucking blue pen.
I was like that with a check. Handed it in. She's like, oh son, you need to go upstairs with this.
Damn right, I will. Carry me up the stairs.
Get me. I'm not walking up the stairs. Get me the lift. I'm going to get up in the lift.
So phone your boss head.
Yeah, so that was how
Hal Stucker. Right,
so Hal Stucker. So
and how did you come up with Hal Stucker?
Right, so I was reading in the toilet. There was a copy of some cool skateboardy Wired magazine.
Wired, right?
Wired magazine was in there, and there was an article by a guy called Hal Stucker.
Right.
And I was reading the article and I was getting that name is amazing. So fast forward, 15, 20 years,
right?
Maybe less than that. Gets an email
from Hal Stucker.
For Hal Stucker.
Amazing.
The guy's like that, by the way.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Did you make that name up? Hi, this is blah blah blah.
Aye.
Did you make that name up, or did you stumble? This is the words he used. Did you stumble across one of my humble scribblings?
Wow.
And I was going, I stumbled across one of your humble scribblings, and I thought that name was sensational.
Aye.
And he says, that is unbelievable. He says, I've been telling this story at dinner parties for the last 10 years.
No way.
That I'm a musician and all that.
No way.
Honestly, so it turns out he was a journalist for the New York Times.
Right.
So he was, and that must have been just other bits of journalism he was doing in other magazines and stuff like that. So I mean, the original Hal Stucker. But Hal Stucker, you need to listen to the first album, Electronic Excursions, and listen. I've done 2 albums.
Yep.
Telling you, mate.
Banging.
it's no banging, but it's no boom boom stuff.
Right.
It's
Maybe it's time for a wee Hal Stucker re-release.
aye,
Or
I
maybe
mean,
it's time for Hal Stucker to appear at the next Empty.
aye,
Maybe we could
aye.
put a persona on you,
Aye,
mate.
maybe so.
Bit of latex
aye,
on.
aye.
You mean some
But
prosthetics?
I love the two. I love doing it.
No, was there an element of freedom in that it wasn't you?
Aye, totally.
And does that maybe tie back into like the idea of earlier on when you're talking about you never played your own music for a while, that you had that freedom in the sense that it wasn't David Forbes?
I think I didn't play my music early on. I'm talking about the early trance stuff because I wasn't gigging.
Right.
So I wasn't necessarily writing music that was maybe dance floor friendly. It was dance floor friendly, but I didn't know, wasn't gigging enough, so I didn't really know if it worked well.
Right. But then I suppose then why come up with a name for this music? Why not just have it as David Forbes?
Because it was a totally different genre. I mean, I started this name in 1999.
Okay.
And I only went back and revisited it in 5 years ago. So I did.
Have you still got all the dates from the Hal Stucker stuff?
I mean, no the earlier stuff, no. I mean, it's still out there and online and stuff like that. But
See the next
newer
State of
stuff-
Trance. A Hal Stucker track needs to be dropped.
Aye, I mean, they played it on the State of Trance and stuff like that because
Right, okay.
I released a lot of the stuff on Ruben Deron's label.
Right.
I released the first Hal Stucker track on his label.
That's so cool,
Well,
man.
the comeback Hal Stucker track called Coral. Beautiful. Just the melodies are so.
Wait, I'm gonna hate me. I'm
You
putting
need to
this on when
listen-
I'm editing the day.
Electronic Excursions. You need to listen
Right.
to the album. It's out there.
It's
I
so
love it.
cool that the Hal Stucker then got in touch as well.
Aye, it's incredible, mate.
It's fucking brilliant.
It's aye. It was that was
Born for the Snake Pit.
aye. It was born for the Snake Pit. Yes, sitting there lying with the BB guns.
And the SS banners.
Aye, 3 litre bottles of Strongbow cider.
Mate, think how many great dance tracks have been fueled by Strongbow. Do you know what I mean? They really should sponsor. They should sponsor like clubs.
Aye.
Strongbow really should buy back the Arches
seen
and
a
gift
lot-
it to Glasgow.
You're seeing a lot of sponsorship coming from Buckfast in Scotland.
That's true, aye? That's true.
Yeah, I've seen that a lot.
The
of
cider
guys.
companies need to come in. That piece of real estate on the back of a DJ's t-shirt, that must be worth a fortune if somebody was trying to do a sponsorship or a marketing plan.
No, you could be right there.
See the stuff that you are wearing on stage is there pieces of clothing that you are given to wear? Do you choose what you wear? Does anybody? Couple of ones, quick fire if you
Let's
want.
do it.
Greatest Scottish dance record ever made, in your humble opinion.
Wow.
Can be one of your own. Could be a Hal
Wow.
Stucker.
This is nothing to do with it.
Yep.
It just popped into my head there. It was a funny story growing up. So me and a mate, his nickname was Linky.
Okay.
I need to tell my mate Paddy he watched this episode. His nickname is Linky, one of the boys for the schemes in Sight Hall. And he came up for me one day. I don't know why this popped in. I don't even
Right,
know why I'm
brilliant.
telling this story.
I love
Scott,
this
right?
stuff.
So he came up and he says his uncle from America was there. And this was in maybe 1980, let's just say 86.
Right.
Because I don't think I'd went to high school yet. It was 1986. So next to Sight Hall, there was playing fields. It was called the Cuddies. And it was next to Port Dundas, that area,
yeah.
canal. So it was called the Cuddies. So I was mad. We were mad for kind of soldiers and all that, growing up, guns and blah, blah, blah. So he comes up for me on a Saturday and went, Uncle's been there for me. Been in 1985, 86 maybe, 86. Gave me 150 quid.
No, it has not.
You know,
Wow. We've fucking won the
Shut
lottery.
up.
Aye.
it's like what we're doing.
Give me a
We're
house.
going to the Army Navy stores and we're getting we're getting kitted up. So we
We're 150 quid.
We're 150
Mate, you can
sheets,
start a
mate.
regiment.
So the Army Navy stores is next to the O2 Academy. So we've got
Okay.
the bus for Sight Hall all the way out to the
Right.
O2 Academy. And we've got the fucking full
Full
rig,
bafta.
balaclavas,
Yes.
a lot, the
Right.
belts and all that, water bottles, the boots, fucking
The birth of ultramasonic.
head to toe and SES. The full works, mate.
Right.
Up with Cuddies. So we got a packed lunch and all that. So there was a bridge that separated Sight Hall to the Cuddies. So it was kind of kid friendly, so you didn't have to cross roads and all that. Scorching, coming back. A wee man, we're walking across the bridge, wee Linky, faints. He's tied his utility belt. He's tied his utility belt too tight. And I'm up with a water bottle.
Straight into CPR.
Trying to wake him up. So we're walking up, we've got the balaclava still on at this point. We hadn't take him off. The motor drives by and all I hear is, James! So his ma's drove by and she's ended up stopping us.
Right.
And she's like, "Where the fuck did you get all the money for the..."
Aye. What the fuck's going on?
Turns out he'd tanned a motor. So he'd tanned a motor maybe for I don't know what had happened, but turned out he'd tanned a motor and got 150 quid.
So the uncle's just a backstory?
Uncle's a backstory.
Beautiful.
I don't know. I
Beautiful.
just thought that'd be a nice story to end the podcast on.
Exactly, mate.
Of Linky passing out on the bridge.
With his fucking...
But what sparked that story was you talking about the
pack lunches.
Pack lunches and all that, carry on.
Beautiful, mate.
There you go, mate.
What a story.
Aye.
Even to have the mindset as well to go, my uncle's... I need to create a backstory for the money.
Audacity.
Because I can't tell him I've just bumped
I
a
think we
motor.
were 13.
Absolutely spectacular.
Aye, but we spent we kept our bus fare. I mean,
Right.
we spent that whole 150 quid.
Aye.
And I remember at the Trongate getting the 45 up the high street to Sight Hill, and we spent our last 2 quid and a couple of guns and the wee newsagents.
Brilliant, mate. Just to add the piece de resistance.
Aye,
to
but they
the
were
whole
cowboy
outfit.
guns. They weren't
Still,
the
but-
army guns,
still,
you know
but
what I mean?
That's all you needed, mate.
Uh-huh.
That's all you needed.
Aye, that was...
That's spectacular.
aye, that's
And then
fun.
collapse gets his utility belts.
Aye. Oh, mate.
That
Don't
was
know
probably
why,
the,
but hey,
that was probably the start of your army career, right
That
there.
probably was, mate.
Aye.
It probably was. Aye. Ah, there. Yeah, mad Linky. Aye, there you go, mate.
That's it, mate, and that's a good place for us to end it on, dude. Mate,
What
I
a
can't thank you enough for coming in. Honestly,
No,
mate, I
do you know,
really,
mate, it's
really
been great.
appreciate it. I
We
really
could
do
sit here
appreciate
all
it.
day, couldn't we?
I know we
Mate,
could.
Is that half one?
Fucking hell, man. Aye,
Wow.
that's off one. That's crazy.
Taking the Monday off then?
Aye, pretty much, mate. Aye,
Aye, mate.
dude. Where can people? Where's the best place for people to follow you? Or have you got anything coming up you want to punt?
Aye, I mean,
have we
it just-
got a date for the next empty? When's
No,
that
we
happening?
haven't yet. No,
Right.
I'm going to definitely get it done by the end of the year. I need to get it done by the end of the year. It's just there's that much happening in the
Aye.
city at times, isn't there? You just try to find a.
Trying to find a gap.
It's trying to maybe do something through the day. Maybe think about doing that. You know,
Aye.
just for the older ravers as
Aye,
such. you
wee
know.
Sunday sesh.
Aye, wee Sunday sesh would be quite
Always
good.
a good one.
Aye, wee Sunday sesh. You know, so try maybe do a wee day party this time. 'Cause
Even
once-
that, because the popularity of that. See, if people can go out and have a wee day drink, a wee
Yeah.
sit, and then still get up the road and be in the house for like 7 o'clock, you're laughing.
They
Get
can
your dinner, get your bed, get to work.
Get the rain sorted
Aye.
for school the next day and stuff
Aye.
like that. Aye, I think I'll probably look at doing something through the day. I think, but I'll get that done by the end of the year. I'm not in this city that much. I think I've got a gig in November coming up at SWG3, but a lot of my work, the new, just seems to be in Asia and America and Canada and South America as well. So a lot of that lot's coming up towards the end of the year. I'm back in Japan. The end of the year's carnage.
Right, okay.
It's like
Packed.
it's packed. You know, it's just like South America to to Mexico to Japan to blah blah.
Fuck,
It's
right.
just
A lot of bouncing about.
It's all over the gas.
Well, I hope you get a wee holiday planned or something for the new
Aye,
year,
well,
mate. Get a
do
break.
you know what? I'm away this Saturday, so I'm away for a wee week this
Right,
Saturday.
nice.
With Mrs, so
Feet up, relax.
yeah, aye.
Come back
definitely.
to the way and having house parties and wreck the place.
Aye, well, I mean, she's away on holiday for 2 weeks to Egypt, so
Right,
she's
okay.
with her pals. Wait, Hurghada? Is that how you pronounce it?
Fuck knows.
Hurghada?
That'll do.
Hurghada?
I'll get dada.
Hurghada. Yeah. I'm sure the ultimate son's got a gig down there.
Aye, that's where they're opening. It's the start of the Eastern European tour.
Aye.
There and then out to fucking Dagestan for a fortnight. Big fans of the flip music. Right, Davey, mate. And again, thank you so
Brilliant
much
stuff.
for coming in.
Thanks.
All the best, dude.
Thanks, mate.
That's us, team. That's it. Finished. The episode does not stop here. It continues as always on Patreon for the hashtag Heroes. If you have enjoyed the episode up to this point, and I'm sure you have, Davey, just an incredible man, just an absolute fucking legend of a guy. That's it. See, apart from the fact that he's a pure international global DJ and all that, hitting out pure banging tunes and all that, he's just a fucking top guy, man. So, if you want to hear the rest of the episode, and the episode does continue, become a hashtag hero. It's the only way to hear the rest of the episode. It's the best way to support the show. It helps keep the studio going. It helps keep turning the lights on. It helps keep everything moving along smoothly. So, patreon.com/the #show. Go to any of the socials, Instagram, Facebook, follow me and get me on TikTok. There is a link in the bio there that will take you to all of the episodes of the podcast. And to become a #hero, just follow the Patreon link. So do that, and you can enjoy the rest of this episode and all the episodes to come up. That's it. If you can't become a hero, then please do support the show in any way you can. Spread the word, like and subscribe, do all that good stuff. And when you see the posts coming up on social media about the episode, please do share them onto your own feed and encourage people to listen. That's it. That's us. We're done. Thoroughly hope you enjoyed that. Again, huge thank you to Davie for coming in. And yes, I will be back very soon with another episode and with some more exciting guests. And until then, stay safe, look after yourself, love is our currency, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Onwards.
Goodbye, dear hero, it's been a blast. For another week we say adios. If you came as a friend or even foe, then you should become a hero. Spread the show as far as you can. 1 million heroes or a lifetime ban. All we do is speak our minds. We hope you're around for the ride. We are the hashtag show. Everyone's welcome. No one is safe. Winter is coming, but we hate snowflakes. This is the hashtag show. Become a hashtag hero. Become a hashtag hero. Become a hashtag hero. Until next time, love, love, love.